Hello, students. Welcome. Thank you for joining today's live lesson. While I wait for some people to join the chat, let me just remind you, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. That really helps me out. It lets me know that you want to see more lessons. You can also like me on Facebook and follow me on TikTok and turn on notifications everywhere so that way you will be notified when I go live or when I post new lessons. Okay. Hello and welcome. Long time no see. Hello, Grammar Myat. How are you? It's always nice to see familiar faces in the chat. So hello. Hello, Poncho. Hello, Monley. Hello, Dahlia. Hello, Bagel. Devashka, hello. Welcome, everyone. Okay. Thank you guys for joining. It looks like we have quite a bit of people in the chat, so we can go ahead and start our lesson. So last live lesson that we did together was about suppose versus supposed to. Okay, so we have a similar but different lesson for you today. Let me put it up on the screen. Ta-da! We have assume, presume, or suppose. What's the difference? Are all three of these the same? Okay, so assume, presume, or suppose. What is the difference? If you know the difference, feel free to put what you think the differences are in the chat. This one is kind of a difficult one. I think if you ask a native speaker, they might have to think about it for a second. What is the difference? Assume, presume, suppose. Okay, so they are very similar. However, I wouldn't say that they are interchangeable from each other, with each other. So before we get into the lesson breakdown, I want you to know that assume and presume come from the same Latin root word. Okay, so they have the same root word. They have the same root in Latin. That's why they look so similar and mean such a similar thing. Okay, so just so that you know, they have the same root word in Latin. But in the English language, assume and presume are more like brother and sister and less like twins. Okay, they're not exactly the same. So let's get into it. Let's review suppose. Okay, we learned suppose in the last lesson, but let's just quickly review it. So the suppose that we're looking at in this lesson is when you think that something is likely to be true based on some facts or your own assumptions. Okay, so there might be some facts or just your imagination or your feeling, so you think something. Okay, in I guess American English, a very similar word to suppose is guess. Okay, I am a native speaker. I'm from Wisconsin in the United States. Okay, just FYI, I think some people are new in the chat. I'm from the US, but I live in Japan. Okay, so to think that something is likely to be true based on some facts or your own assumptions. So that means that you have some evidence, okay? Or you have an assumption in your mind. Let's get into the example, okay? So I suppose he's studying for his exam at the moment. So I know he has a test. I know he has a test coming up. And I'm imagining, okay, that he is studying for his exam. The second example, I don't have the key, so I suppose you have it. Okay, I don't have the key, so I suppose you have it. So me not having the key is a fact, right? So it's not based on all facts. So I don't know 100%. I'm not sure 100%, but I have some facts, so I think something. Okay, very good. So, okay, I suppose he's studying for his exam at the moment. I don't have the key, so I suppose you have it. All right, very good. Okay, so let's go to the next. Assume, okay? So assume is to accept something to be true without question or proof, okay? To accept something to be true without question or proof. So if we look at the difference between suppose and assume, suppose is there is some doubt. You are doubting something, but you think it's true. So very similar to the English guess. I guess something. I suppose something. Assume means you accept something to be true without question or proof. So they're a little bit different. Can you see the difference? Okay. So the first example, we shouldn't assume things about others. We shouldn't assume things about others. So we shouldn't think something is true without any proof. Okay, so assume means you think something is true without any proof. The next one, I assumed that you were coming to class. I assumed that you were coming to class. So that means that although I didn't have proof, you didn't tell me you were coming to class, but I just assumed that to be true. I thought that was a fact. Okay. Hello from Madagascar. Hello from Poland. Welcome. Okay. Now let's look at presume. Presume. So to presume means to suppose that something is the case on the basis of probability. Okay, especially with confidence. So you are supposing something with confidence. Okay, so here, presume you have some evidence, you have some proof, and you confidently think something. Okay, I presume she's been here before because she knew exactly where to go. Okay, I presume she's been here before because she knew exactly where to go. So I have some evidence that she's been here because she knew where things were. So because of that, I am confident that she's been here before. So the key difference between presume and assume is that assume lacks confidence. Presume has confidence. Okay? Judging by the time, I presume you've already eaten. So if it's very late in the day or late in the evening, maybe you think that somebody has already eaten, but you're quite confident in that because it is already past dinner time. So judging by the time, I presume you've already eaten. Okay, very good. So really quick, we'll just do a quick review. Suppose. This expresses some doubt of the assumption. So you have an assumption, but you also have some doubt. Going down, we have assume. This is to suppose, to think something without reason or evidence. Okay, you don't have any reason or evidence to believe something, but you believe it. So this has less doubt than presume, okay? Or less doubt than suppose. Suppose has the most doubt. Next is assume. And then presume is to suppose or to think something confidently with some evidence. Okay, so breaking it down this way, is it easy to understand? Suppose has the most doubt. Assume you don't have any evidence, but you think something to be true. Next, presume you don't have, or you have some evidence and you are confident. Okay, very good. So I'd like to see if you guys can make some example sentences on your own in the comments. Let's see if we can see some example sentences. Oh, I assumed that you didn't cheat on me. Very good. I hope nobody has cheated on you. I assumed that you didn't cheat on me. Okay. Although I didn't have any proof, I assumed it to be true. Okay. I assume he is the most popular. So if you assume he is the most popular, it means you don't have any real evidence, but you think something to be true. Very good. Okay. Let's see if there's any other ones. I do not have enough money, but I suppose he will lend me some bucks. Ah, very good. So bucks, we say, could you lend me a few bucks? So instead of some bucks, usually we say a few bucks. But I suppose he will lend me a few bucks. But why do you assume that? I presume that because he is my best friend. Oh, well done. Very good. So I suppose he will lend me a few bucks. So I have some doubt, but I think it will happen. Why do you assume that? I presume that because he is my best friend. Well done. Okay. Ah, very good. I suppose you have learned some Japanese letters. Yes, your guess is true. Very good. I presume that you are a kind-hearted person, teacher. Oh, thank you very much. Good use of presume. I hope I've shown you something to give you some evidence of that. Okay. Lack of confidence leads to assuming things rather than presuming them. Very good. So we have an expression in English that if you assume something, it makes an ass out of you and me. So if you can see, assume has ass, ass. So sometimes we use the word ass meaning like an idiot or a fool. So if you assume something, that makes an ass out of you and me. Okay, so that's a kind of little joke that we have in English, because when you assume something, it means you have no evidence, but you just think something's true. Okay, very good. Oh, hello from Myanmar. Welcome. I assume you will teach us English. Your assumption is correct. Very good. I presume you are an extrovert because you talk very friendly. Oh, thank you very much. Actually, I am, I think, half an introvert and half a extrovert. Very good. Ah, I assume that ups and downs are a part of life. Very good, very good. So life has ups and downs. That's a part of life. Very good. Okay. Ah, very good. I won't presume to disturb you. Oops. I won't presume to disturb you. So maybe you are thinking of another way to use presume. I should mention that assume and presume have other meanings, but we're not looking at them today. We're just looking at the differences of the same meaning, okay? Or of a similar meaning. Okay. Ooh, I love this one. Do not make an assumption about me before you get to know me. Yes, very good and very true. We shouldn't make assumptions about people. Very true. Okay. I assume that next year will be better. Yes, very good. So I think assume is a good word to use here because we don't know what next year will hold, but we can, without any evidence, we can think that next year will be better. We assume next year will be better. Very good. Okay. I presume that English learners are enjoying Bree's short lessons. Oh, because she is creative in this regard. Thank you so much. And a very good sentence, very good example sentence. Thank you. Okay, so we'll call it a day here today. I know my schedule has been a little crazy recently. Hopefully that will not be so crazy anymore. I will definitely be back again this week with another live lesson. Thank you guys so much for always sticking around and watching them. And again, if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, please do that. You can follow me on Facebook and you can follow me on TikTok. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you very, very soon. Bye, everyone.